We're settling this right here, right now. There are some rumors going around that aren't exactly true. So let's bust these 5 common myths about South Carolina. These came directly from you in the comments on the channel or from people who are looking to move to the area. So sit back, relax, and let's jump into it. Hey there, and welcome back to the channel, your go-to place for all things about the Palmetto State. I'm Lindsey Vance, Realtor with the Living in South Carolina team at Real Broker. Reach out to us if you're looking to make a move. You can call or text. We would love to hear from you. Now, compared to many other states, South Carolina has so much to offer that it really appeals to a variety of different lifestyles. But it's not a one-size-fits-all, which is exactly why we make these videos for you. Myth number 1. If you live in South Carolina, you either live in the country or at the beach. Now, this one I find pretty funny because there's so much more to South Carolina than just rural and coastal living. There are some really great urban areas in South Carolina like Greenville, Columbia, and Charleston. They all offer a sophisticated lifestyle while also giving you access to pretty much everything you need. Then, of course, if you're looking for more of that perfect blend of tranquility and modern amenities, there are suburbs like Clemson, Lexington, and even Mount Pleasant. They're going to give you more of that small town vibe for sure. This little bit might be surprising. South Carolina is in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's right, it's located in the upstate region, and this means our views go way beyond the beaches and farmland. We also have more than 12 major lakes throughout the state, offering lake living as well. Now, how about housing options? No matter where you're living, the mountains, the lake, the beach, the countryside, or in the city, there are a variety of home options in South Carolina. You might have a traditional single-family home neighborhood, an apartment, a historic estate, a cute cottage, or even a horse farm. How cool is that? Myth number 2. There aren't really any seasons. It's just plain hot and humid. Okay, so our climate is considered subtropical. However, we do have 4 seasons, and they're really great. In fact, the weather is a big reason people are drawn to South Carolina, simply because you can really enjoy the outdoors all year round. If you really want less humidity and some cooler temperatures, the upstate region, Greenville-Spartanburg area, might actually be your ideal destination. And of course, the coastal temperatures do get a little bit hotter, but with that constant sea breeze, it makes it so refreshing and enjoyable. So I did say that we have 4 seasons, and while they might not be extreme, there is a noticeable transition between our seasons. Fall brings beautiful, vibrant foliage to the upstate regions throughout the mountains. And of course, the spring showcases blooming flowers and awesome temperatures. And if it happens to be the dog days of summer, which is around July and August, you just plan to get outside earlier in the day. Again, the temperature really depends on where you are in the state. Myth number 3. The entire state is a giant swamp crawling with alligators and mosquitoes. Okay, now we do have all of these things, but it doesn't take over the state by any means. Don't get carried away. The swamp areas are mostly located in the coastal regions, and of course, the alligators and mosquitoes go right along with it, because where there's water, there's animals and bugs. Now, this might not sound glamorous, but these things are all a part of what makes up the beauty of South Carolina. This is their home after all. We all know the state is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, so don't worry, we have tons of well-maintained nature reserves and parks where you can really enjoy that time without battling mosquitoes or looking out for gators. While South Carolina does have some swampy areas, it's also home to beautiful forests, mountains, and beaches, which is truly what makes the state so environmentally diverse. Myth number 4. The food options are pretty limited. You either have barbecue or southern fried food. Okay, I'll stop you there because that's so far from the truth. Some of the best restaurants and freshest seafood in the US can be found right here in South Carolina. What about some of our classic Southern dishes, like pimento cheese, boiled peanuts, shrimp and grits, or even a good old oyster roast? Or how about a low country boil? This is also known as frogmore stew. This actually originated in Beaufort, South Carolina, and don't worry, there aren't frogs in it, and it's not a stew. It's made up of a big pot with shrimp, sausage, corn, and potatoes, and usually it's dumped out on a big table, family style. It works great and one of my favorites for feeding a big crowd. You have some iconic places like Charleston that's well known for its culinary scene. Of course because of seafood, but also popular restaurants like Husk, where they craft their menu based on what local ingredients are fresh and available at that time. Another dynamic foodie town is Greenville. There are more than 110 restaurants in downtown alone, and more than 1,000 across the county. The options are endless. You can even do a food tour to try out multiple places. I did this one year with my family, and it was such a great time trying a variety of the most delicious foods. We actually love our food so much that you might come across a festival somewhere in the state, in places like Greenville, Columbia, Charleston, or even Hilton Head Island, just to name a few. Myth number 5. South Carolina is only for people retiring or going on vacation. Now, of course, our pleasant climate and affordable living is going to attract retirees. And there's so much to do throughout the state that it's the perfect place for vacation. But there's so much more that makes up our population, demographic, and our economic growth. It's also a hotspot for young professionals and families, especially because we have thriving industries in manufacturing, healthcare, technology, and tourism. It's not all work and play though. South Carolina is a big hub for learning and providing opportunities for students and their academics to thrive. Some popular places for higher education in South Carolina include Clemson, University of South Carolina, Coastal Carolina, Furman, and even the Citadel, just to name a few. Now, let's not forget our strong military presence. I just mentioned our military college, the Citadel, which is located in Charleston, but South Carolina is also known for its various military bases. This is a really supportive home for those who serve our country. Another reason why South Carolina isn't just for retirees or visitors is our vibrant arts and culture scene. And then, of course, we all know the endless outdoor activities there are. South Carolina does a great job of embracing that diversity. No matter what age or stage of life you're in, there is something for everyone. Okay, so now that you have some real answers, was there anything that you agreed or disagreed with? Or how about some questionable things you've heard about South Carolina? Let's get a conversation going in the comments, or better yet, we can schedule a one-on-one discovery call and chat about it. You can visit our channel to get the full scoop on South Carolina. And don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications every time a weekly video is released. We love being your local resource and really appreciate you tuning in to today's episode. I'm Lindsey Vance, and this is Living in South Carolina.